So I believe that the destiny of the old Montville School lies in the hands of the residents of Montville. They are the ones who want that building, historic building, restored, and they want to, in my understanding, they want to turn it into a community center. I believe that the old school can be restored very handily. The folks in Montville on the Montville School Preservation Foundation, which I encouraged, and they started, and I am certainly in favor of the restoration of that old building for their plans. So they're getting the inside of the building cleaned up room by board of supervisors. If they were to take a trip out there and take a look at it, would be very impressed.
Two-time graduate, 10th grade of Montville High School. Continue to support that community in any way we can. I often think we're 15 miles from Interstate 81. You got railroad access to that school. It's been sitting there, folks, for a long time. I don't know how much money it would take to fix it. Would I support it? Yes, I would. I tried to support it when I was on the board. I thought it was going to get thrown out. It was 5 different terminal owners there, trying to get them together. As my dad used to say, it's like herding cats. We sat down with 110 acres of commercial land with nothing happening. Again, I go back to 81, our accessibility. But that's a big opportunity for Bedford County.
The information that I have on the tanks and the closure of the pipeline, I don't feel like it's complete. With the exception of one trucking company, one tank line, which shut down their portion of the tanks. The rest of them still own it. And I keep thinking that they must know something that some of us don't know because they continue to pay for the permits there. So that's something we need to think about. It's not the county's job to tell them what to do with their private property. Government intrudes on people's personal lives. I think the best thing that we can do to encourage business to come to Bedford County is, number one, to continue to encourage our recreation, our tourism in Bedford County. There's no denying. In fact, magazines have published that Smith Mountain Lake is the Lake Tahoe of the East. Who would disagree with that? Bedford County has so much to offer, from Smith Mountain Lake to the Blue Ridge Parkway and the Peaks of Otter. People come here and they love it here. It's so beautiful. Many of them come here, spend their money, and they go back from where they live. That's a great way to make money. Bedford County's #1 economic industry is farming. That includes agriculture and forestry. And so if I'm going to, in my business at AquaPros, we look at where we're doing well. In other words, smart business says, all the smart businessmen say, play to your strength. Bedford County is true. We are becoming more of an aging population. I realized that just the other day when I had a birthday. We also have a lot of retired folks that live here. And retired folks have come here for a certain reason. They love our way of life. They love our natural beauty. We have tremendous services to offer. I'm not concerned about providing affordable housing, because when I bought my first house in Bedford County back in 1987, I paid $125,000 for a beautiful home on 10 acres. That same place today is being marketed for $730,000. We're becoming more and more like Northern Virginia, especially the counties that are not quite as densely populated, but where homes are extremely costly and costs are not going to go down. We're not going to be a cheap place to live.
Business growth and residential growth. There's room for that on the western end of our county, but it's got to be planned. It's got to make sure that we got water, we got sewer. And the things that we can bring in tourism is huge. I support keeping our county nursing home open. That's very important to this community and always has been. In my mind, it always will be. I support resource officers in our schools. We had a grant opportunity just recently and taken advantage of it. Most of those grants are for 3 years. If we don't have time enough to evaluate it in 3 years, do we need it now? I, for one, think we need safety in these schools.
When I first got on the Board of Supervisors in 2020, we were faced with a significant problem with broadband. I found out that fixed wireless was not going to work and serve the citizens of Bedford. I did my due diligence and I brought it to the attention of my fellow board members, the county staff, that we needed to run fiber. Another issue that concerns me greatly, that concerns me at this time, is our county landfill. We have got to plan for the future. Right now, the county is paying a lot of money to have solid waste hauled and disposed away as far as 2 hours away in localities that have plenty of abundant space right now for us to take our solid waste. The Bedford County landfill, which was paid for by taxpayers of this county, I was told by a reliable source, has 75 years of capacity left. So the best thing that we can do is open a new system and get the Bedford County landfill back up and operating once again so that the county has a reliable place to dispose solid waste. Failure to do that is going to put us at the mercy of other localities, and we might wind up with no place to go with solid waste.